Um, okay, I'm just interested. And obviously, without any question, obviously you're trying to win and end the season on a high at Blackpool on Sunday. But how much of your time has sort of this week's been devoted to that? How much has been looking further ahead?
Well, we've only had the guys in the first day of training today, so after the game at the weekend, you know, the for me it's a case of just getting this season gone into the ether of everything else. It's tough at the moment because you've got nothing to play for, and thoughts naturally drift towards next season and moving the group out, really clearing the place out, and starting to build a proper football team out of the ashes of this team. And the difficulty is, we've had two fixtures, two kind of dead rubbers to fulfill on since the kind of Pompey game, and to keep the integrity of the competition, you've obviously got to go out and pick the best team that you can to try to get a result in the performance, and all the while you're assessing the options to take into the next campaign.
And in your own mind, have you made those decisions in terms of those players? You've got decisions to make of who's staying and who's going?
Yeah, I think we're about 90% there. I mean, I think we've had 45 games to assess the current personnel, and I can't see, unless it's the younger kind of players. I thought some of the younger players furthered the cases over the last few games, but certainly from a senior standpoint, I think we're all well aware of what they can do and what they can offer. And also the difficulty is, I still think we've got to get them back and get some of them into the kind of physical shape that we believe we can get players into via doing a proper pre-season. And then I think we'll start to find out what you've got under the hood, what they are capable of at this moment. I think the lads are down and in the kind of mentality side of it, and obviously from a physical standpoint, we've got bodies just going down left, right and centre because of the negligence of their pre-season. It's the only way I can describe it. If you're not fit for the start of the season, then after 46 games in a condensed COVID ravaged year, you're not going to be fit for the end of it, because it doesn't get easy. And that's the reason in the last 2 weeks we've kind of just been, lads, see us Thursday, lads, see us Friday, to save their energy tanks, because we've got players injured who haven't even played for us, which is it's bizarre. It's a bizarre moment.
So what are the kind of things that you have spent the last couple of weeks doing? Is it scouting? Is it setting up things behind the scenes for pre-season? Just talk me through some of the stuff that you have been up to.
Yeah, look, we've obviously, the players haven't been around because we've wanted them to kind of fill their energy tanks and kind of mentally switch off from what's going on. There's no good me getting them on the training pitch and getting them, getting after them and putting that kind of added intensity on them, because there is nothing to play for us. There's absolutely nothing but pride and nothing but the integrity of pulling on the quarters to play for us, and that's really, really difficult from our point of view. The recruitment stands, understanding the marketplace, understanding what we can and can't activate. I think we're close to doing 3 kind of transfers that would certainly help us in getting off the ground next season and being a side that is gone from being a losing side to a kind of competitive winning side. And you've got to understand the marketplace. For us, it's putting in those structures to make sure that we can hit the ground running the moment this season ends and the moment that transfer window opens, because we need to act really, really quickly. We've got absolutely no time to waste, and we need to change this culture, as I say, from a losing, relegated culture to a competitive promotion chasing culture.
So just sort of making sure I've got the right end of the stick. That would be 3 new signings if they come off that you're sort of closing in on.
Yeah, we're down the line on those. Obviously, it's tough at the minute because there's nothing, you can't do them officially, so it always makes you a bit nervous as a manager when you're having agreements or virtually reach agreements with people, and yet you can't sign the paperwork and you can't get it lodged because you never ever know if somebody swoops in and gazumps you, then that can a lot of the time happen in football. So you've got to keep things close to your chest, quite tightly guarded before you can, until it's absolutely certain, and then I think that'll be a great start to the summer for me and the owner. The owner likes to get his business done early so we can work with the guys, and obviously from our perspective, to know that you've got the wheels of motion, by attracting people to your club when you're not in maybe the greatest spot from a kind of recruitment standpoint. I think it sends a message then about what Rovers are going to be like next season, by kind of a couple of early signings in the window, and then obviously for us it shows other players who we probably will delve into the market for at some point, just how serious that we're intending to be right out of the gate next season, and I think we're going to have a big target on our back certainly, and I think we have to be as prepared as quickly as we can for that. I don't think it's a case of allowing things to unfold because as I say, we've got to change the culture very, very quickly, and from our perspective, that's players and staff. We're obviously want to make sure that when the new group come back, walk through the gates for the first day of pre-season, that this does not feel like the same football club that they're going to leave after the last game on Sunday.
And just finally from me, in terms of how quickly you say you're 90% there on decisions of players you've got to make decisions about, is that going to be sort of those conversations you're going to have Monday, Tuesday next week? Are you trying to sort of get in quickly and then get it all done next week?
Yeah, look, we have to get this game finished and the campaign kind of line drawn under it before we kind of deal in the early part of next season. But I think next season for me begins the moment the referee blows his whistle. It's already began in lots of ways in the background, and I think that happened after the MK game on the Tuesday night. But obviously officially, I think it's if you watched the Last Dance and you see Michael Jordan, when he's when do you want to start? For us, it's already started. And I think for the staff and for the personnel of that are going to be fortunate enough to be here or stay here, the season pretty much starts the minute the referee blows his final whistle on Saturday. For a lot of them, I've said before, if they're not right, they'll be clearly explained to Monday, Tuesday. Some will be told, look, you're no longer required, and best of luck and wherever you go. And others will be told exactly what's expected of them, and then it's a case of getting them back in the building and hopefully they understand the process that we have to follow. There's a lot of hard work that has to be done in order to change this culture around.